Yes, good people, welcome back to the channel. So today we're hopefully going to be sorting out that rusty mess of a wing on my Mark4 Golf GTI. Oh yeah. As you can see, she is certainly very crusty. It's going to be fun getting that off because it's completely rotted through right there. A couple of the tabs that held screws on just don't exist anymore. So we're going to get that wing off. We're also going to have to get the front bumper off as well to access the wing, remove the wheel, the arch liner, all that kind of good stuff. So in the garage we have this rather large box. This contains a wing for a Mark4 Golf. She is already painted in the colour of my car, which is satin silver metallic. This was around £126 off eBay. It's Lothian Auto Parts. I'll put a link in the description. So basically they get a brand new Mark4 wing, give them your paint code and they'll paint it to the colour you want. So that was included shipping. It's with APC Couriers, which was a bit of a pain in the backside because they delivered this last week to the right address but in the wrong village. So it took me a week to get it. So I'm just about to get it out of the box and see how she's looking. Let's have a little looky see what we got going on. To be honest, I was expecting more bubble wrap and stuff, and like, there ain't none. Which is a little bit concerning, so I've just put it in this cardboard with a bit of paper in a large box. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Oh. Okay. She looks like a pretty decent paint job. Oh. Yeah, not a bad paint job, if I'm honest. So yeah, this is satin silver metallic, not reflex silver, so it's got a bit of a sort of bluey purple pearlescent finish to it, but I don't know how well that comes across on camera. That is a proper OEM finish to that. Yeah, no imperfections. It's got a high gloss finish. Very slight bit of tangerine peel as you would get on a fresh VW, but yeah, that's good. I'm just going to pair it up next to the car to see how good the colour match is. Right, I'm not sure if the wind's going to get you here, but hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. It's windy outside, so I've got the camera in the garage. Let's line it up. Well, to be fair, that looks pretty bang on, I must admit. That is a very good paint job, so hopefully you can see how that comes across on camera. My main concern was getting it painted just from the paint code. When you put a new wing on, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb, but we shall see. Okay, so we've got the Golf in the garage. First job we need to do is get it jacked up and get that wheel off. Okay, so we got her jacked up. She's on an axle stand. We got the wheel off. So we're going to have a quick look under here while we're at it. The discs are pretty gooched on this. It's a 1.8 turbo GTI, so it's got the bigger discs and pads. There is a little bit of meat left on the pads there, so once they sort of wear out, I'll just replace the whole lot. I've got an MOT this month, so depending on what they say, it might be okay for an MOT. I was just having a look at all the ball joints, all the bushings, they all look pretty darn good. There's a bit of crustation going on, as you can see. The spring's good, so we should be okay for the MOT. It doesn't knock or rattle this car. And now the next job we need to do is remove this arch liner. There is a series of T20 screws dotted around, so some of them are undone. And you can see how bad the rust is on this wing. It is pretty pretty bad. Unfortunately, the bottom of the seal there, we've lost a little mounting bracket for the arch liner, but I'm going to try and tidy this up today. Obviously get this wing off and then have a look under this arch liner, because sometimes there is some hidden nasties, especially up there and down here. So yeah, the T20s are all sort of dotted around. There's a few knocking around up there. I did pre-soak some of these and hopefully they come off okay. So I'm going to start undoing all them and get this arch liner off. So just make sure when you put these T20 bits in, you get a good fit on them. If there's any debris in there, it's worth scraping them out just to make sure you don't strip these out. But they all seem to be coming out okay so far. Okay, so I've got them all undone. One that was up there started crunching. I think where the wings rusted away, it's rusted the mount, but I should be able to pop her out now. Maybe there's another one up there. Oh yeah, missed one. Right, got it. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Oh, she's a little dirty in there. Let's have a little look in there. So this was where the little ecosystem builds up. Now, I have had this off previously, but what happens is behind these arch liners, mud and debris off the road and salt and all sorts gets trapped in there. There's also a little drain up there that all the stuff comes down, sits in there, rusts your seal out and rusts out your wing, but it ain't too bad up there. So there's a couple of 10mm bolts we've got to remove off the wing. And there is a bit rust coming up there, so I will need to treat that. There is a massive spider web, so I will get the hoover on. There's the intercooler, not looking too bad at all. There's just a little bit I need to treat up there, so we'll put some Hammerite Curust on that, primer it and paint over that. But generally not too bad at all. And also down there, once we get this wing off, we'll assess how rusty she is down there and then repair it accordingly. But again, we've lost a little bracket there. It shouldn't be the end of the world. We can clean that up and hopefully, oh yeah, she's just falling away. Okay, so now we've got the arch liner off. The next job is to remove the front bumper, because there's a couple of bolts holding the wing on under the bumper. So to get the bumper off, like I say, you've got to remove all them screws on the arch liners. I've done them both sides, and then next job is to remove this grille. Okay, so to remove this grille, just simply pull the top forward and then pull up. That disconnects, and then next we need to disconnect this bonnet release lever. Right, so to release this lever, pull the grille forward a little bit. There's a little tab there that you pull up like so, and then it's like a V shape on the tab there. So what you put is a screwdriver in to spread it apart, and then she should disconnect from the rest of the mechanism. There's two little notches that are in there and two little lugs that hooks around, but that is the grille removed. Once we've got the grille removed, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a dead fly T30 screws that need removing. Now this one was feeling a little funky, it's putting up a bit of a fight. I've got the other ones out, no problem, but this one keeps going quite stiff, so I'm just careful not to snap this one off. So I'm just working it in and out so she comes off okay, but yeah, it don't feel good at all. And using plenty of lubricant. Hopefully it don't snap. think there's like a rev nut behind that. Yeah, no. Rev nut's gone a bit. Yeah. There are rev nuts gone, so that's going to be a bit of fun. So what we'll have to do with that now is brake around the bumper, unfortunately, but these things happen. Just an old car, I'm afraid. Right, so before I commit to braking the bumper around that tab, I've got another idea that might work. We need to get these side vents out to access 2 more of these T30 bolts. So these kind of pop out. You have to work them from the top, they pop out. I'm going to try and get this one out as well to see if I can get access to that little rev nut that's on the underside of that. If I can get something around it to clamp it and try and unbolt it, we'll see if that works. But you know, it's not a biggie. I've done these before. We just snip around the bolt and the bumper still stays on pretty well because there is more fixing bolts, but it's just a pain in the backside. Okay, so next up we've got some more of these T30 screws tucked up in the little vent there. That one I can access without taking this off, so I'll give that one a go now. I think the passenger side one I will need to take the little vent off. Yeah, she's coming out. Oh. And this one don't feel too great either. Ah, rusty cars, Saudi roads. Back to me. Pull this vent out. Get some of that behind there. Come on baby, work your magic. I'm actually going to leave that for 5 minutes and do the same on the other one. Oh, this one comes out beautiful. Can you believe it? I'm going to try and get this grill off as well. There's 4 little tabs on that grill. If you want to remove them, you just pull them down. So I'm going to see if I can get anything up there to lock onto that other bolt. Okay, so that one eventually decided to shear off, which is not fun, and that one I cannot access the back. So if I had a impact gun, maybe that would have saved them. The little jar sometimes is enough to give them a little bit of looseness, but this is the reality of old Mark IV Golfs. Yeah, bit of a pain, but you got to roll with the blows. It is what it is, but I've got the bolt from out. And yeah, that one will never be fully seated right, but yeah, should be good enough. So we've got all the bolts undone, snapped. I've had to break a little bit of the back of this bumper away where it goes round the screw. I can't get out, so we should be good to come away now. It should pull towards us. Just bear in mind that on the passenger side little grille there's a temperature sensor that needs to undo, which I'll do now. Okay, that's out of the way. So we should simply pull away. There you go. Oh, lovely. So that's the front bumper off. we have a lot of cobwebs and 25 years of road use. Right, so now we got the bumper off, we've got the bumper mounting bracket. Oh, there's a big spider in there. We need to get rid of that first. Let me get the hoover on that. That's a false widow spider and quite a big one. Goodbye, my friends. Okay, so now we've overcome my fear of spiders. Right, we've got 3 more T20 bolts that we've got to get off. No doubt these are going to fight me as well. Oh no, these won't. Oh yeah, she's twisted in good. There we go. Okay, so we're at the point now, like I said, where we can access all the bolts. So there's 2 there. There's some down the inside of the wing. There. So we've got 6 so far. There's 1 there, 7. We've got that one and that one. And from memory, that is all. And we also need to remove the indicator. So I should be able to unclip it from the inside and then simply pull off that socket. So I'm going to do that and then start unbolting the wing, and hopefully all these don't fight me and we should get them off okay. One little thing I do like doing is when I put the socket on these, I like to put some masking tape around the end of the socket so we don't chip off the paint on the bolt, but not a biggie. So let's start unbolting all this now. Okay, so we've got the 2 inner ones out. We're down to the last one now. This one had a little bit of that underseal stuff around it, so I just went around with a little screwdriver, picked it all off till I could get a 10mm socket around it. But yeah, this is going to be the one. Are we going to be able to get that one off? Because that is crusty. So I'm going to let this soak for a good little while. And I'm probably going to clean them threads up if I can get in there. Yeah, that's going to be the son of a gun. I left this bolt to soak for about half an hour. I had me coffee. I've cleaned it up with a wire wheel, scraped all I could off. I've done underneath the thread as well, so I guess I only really get one chance at this. I've gone with this little socket wrench. And oh no, she's coming. She's turning. Yes. My main concern was this bracket that holds on. This is part of the seal. And if that went, then she wouldn't be coming off today. Oh yeah, let's get that socket off. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got her off. That was satisfying. Okay, so I think the wing is pretty much unbolted. Loosened all that off in the corner. Make sure that's off. So I think we are ready to remove the wing. She should come off now. Oh yeah, she is off the car. Oh, that is rusty on that inside. Damn. Look at that. That is nasty. So what I'm going to do now is go around cleaning all this up. Any bits of rust, I'm going to treat it, primer it, spray it. I won't go into detail on this video because I've done something recently before on the rear driver's arch. So if you want to check that video out, I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, let's clean this up, and then we should be ready to stick our minty fresh new wing on. Oh yeah. Okay, so I just thought I'd show you a little bit of the process that I'm doing. I've treated the rust, I've primed it, and I'm just shaping the little bit that's rusted away with this mesh. I will go over with some fiberglass to stick this part to the car, then fill it with some body filler. Try and get this as smooth as I can here. It's going to be a bit of a pain because it's lifted and whatever, but this line here is stone chip, so we'll stone chip that part, try and fill this, smooth it out, rebuild that little bit of shape there, because you won't see most of this anyway, it'll be under the arch liner, but this bit, this little corner there, you'll definitely see it. But we'll shape that in. Hopefully it'll look better. Won't look perfect because I'm not that good at it, but she should hopefully not be rusting out on this little corner anymore. We are at the stage now where the seal is all painted and repaired. Don't look too bad. The stone chip, it's not a bad effect on that, if I'm honest. So I'm going to let this dry for a few days to make sure the paint fully cures before I start bolting wings on, because, you know, I don't want the paint to sort of crack or lift and be squished and then water get in and we get more rust. But I think that's pretty much good to go. Okay, so it's the following day and I've got to get all this put back together pretty sharpish. It's just coming up to sunset, about 6 PM on a Monday evening, and I've just had a phone call from my other half, Emma, and she's saying that her Mark 5 Golf, the clutch is playing up on it, it's sticking. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I got work tomorrow, she's got work tomorrow, so I've got to get this put back together tonight and also find a battery for it, because I've had to nick the battery for my other Golf, and yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the backside. So I ain't going to film all this being put back together, but you know, it's pretty much of the reverse as you took it apart. So I need to crack on with this and I'll try and get another shot of it once it's all together. Okay, so it's a couple of days later and we got the big reveal. And even Mac has come to have a little looky-see. Yep, she is on. Unfortunately, the colour match ain't bang on, but it's definitely 100 times better than it was before. And yeah, it seems a little bit more bluer. But this is 25-year-old paint. It probably sticks out worse on camera. I was just looking at my phone there, and in the flesh it don't look too bad. In terms of the gaps, I rushed to get it back on. It's a little bit twisted there. I need to come back and tweak it. The gap gets a little bit bigger at the top, and I need to push this down a little bit and pull it out just to open that gap up a little bit more. But it ain't too bad. Like I say, 126 quid for a brand new wing painted. I did think that the match wouldn't be perfect, but yeah, it still looks pretty darn good, and it's definitely a lot better than having a load of rust down. So this side is now completely rust free. There's nothing on the front, there's no rust on the back. There's a few little boo-boos, but I can live with that. Like I say, it's a 25-year-old car. And then yesterday, took it to my friend's garage. He cut out the rusted out part of the seal there, so I got an MOT next week. But he put this seam sealer stuff on for now just to stop it flash rusting. I've got MOT Wednesday next week. Hopefully once we got a fresh ticket on it, I'll rub that back and paint it properly and make it look pretty darn good. But for what I paid for this car, 900 quid originally, I've done a few bits on it now and she is completely rust free, and I want to keep it that way. So for the winter I'm going to keep this in the garage when we've got the icy stuff and they start putting salt on the roads, and I'll use the nugget to go to work. But yeah, I think that's looking pretty darn good. Oh yeah, so yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, the Manifesto, and I'll catch you very soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.